Mother. Sometimes I believe it's the most beautiful word spoken by humankind. A mother's love is one of the most powerful forces on earth, capable of transcending what religion or even science can explain. This is why, as one woman prepared to bury her deceased child amidst the large crowd, she alone grasped something unimaginable. People find joy in various things. For some, it may be owning multiple properties. For others, happiness lies in the eyes of their partner. But for one woman, Elena Ramirez, the only thing that could reassure her that the world wasn't a bleak place was a child. It didn't matter whether it was a girl or a boy. All she desired was a child who would make life meaningful. Someone she could return home to after a long day and say, "You are the reason I do all this." While some people can afford a comfortable life and have their desires met at the snap of a finger, that wasn't Elena's reality. She faced hardships and struggled to meet her daily needs. It wasn't that she lacked diligence. Perhaps we're simply not all born equal. There will always be those who have and those who do not. This is a truth about life that we cannot change. So does this mean people like Elena should forego childbearing because they do not have access to certain things? Well, I will say a strong no to that. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. Rather, it's about learning how to dance in the rain. And Elena was a strong advocate of this. Even though her life was far from beautiful, she knew a child would make it complete. But what she wasn't ready for were the pains, struggles, uncertainties, and tears that also came with motherhood. Soon, she would find herself at a crossroads she would never wish upon her worst enemy. After a few months of trying to have a child, the symptoms of pregnancy slowly crept upon her. It started with increased urination, fatigue, and morning sickness. Then she took a test one day, and it came out positive. Alas, she was pregnant. That day, she was the happiest woman in the world. For a long time, her smile froze on her face. Her prayer had finally been answered, and she welcomed herself into a new and beautiful phase of her life. But would it really be a beautiful one? As months passed, Elena watched her bump grow beautifully. Each night, she would caress her belly and speak to the unborn baby as if it were sitting right beside her. She promised to do everything in her power to make the child happy and fulfilled. She also vowed to protect the baby. It was always going to be her and her baby against the world. There was only one thing she would ever question: the child to stand by her side always and to stay alive. Before the 9th month, Elena wanted to make sure she had everything to make her baby comfortable when she arrived. So from the little she had, she bought any baby items you could think of. When all was set, she told the baby, "You can come now. I am ready." A few weeks later, Elena went into labor and she was rushed into the surgery room. You see, the process of giving birth is painful. It starts with the wave of emotions that hits a woman during a period of pregnancy, followed by the pain of labor. Yet childbirth is one of nature's best blessings in life. These are all that clouded Elena's mind as the doctors asked her to push. But none of the pain mattered. It was the price every mother pays. So, with one last push that came with excruciating pain, Elena welcomed a baby girl, Mariana, into the world. When the doctors placed the little girl on her chest to administer skin-to-skin contact, Elena wrapped her arms around the little girl. That was the happiest moment of her life. Her girl was finally here. "You are home now," Elena said with a hearty and priceless smile. A few days later, the girl, born without complications or health problems, was discharged. Upon getting home, Elena continued to take proper care of her daughter. The little girl grew rapidly and was in perfect condition. This continued until she was 7 months old. By then, all the happiness, joy, and good health they shared vanished in the twinkling of an eye, replaced by despair, loss, and fear. This catastrophe all started after Mariana contracted a bacterial infection. Elena noticed an odd change in her daughter's behavior. The girl who used to be very playful suddenly became quiet. Then she even refused to eat well and started becoming pale. While the mom was hoping all this would go away with time, little Mariana's condition only worsened. She started having frequent loose and watery bowel movements. Then a few hours later, something very terrifying happened. Mariana's condition went from bad to grave. All of a sudden, blisters appeared on her skin, and she started convulsing. By then, it was clear that the home treatment Alina must have administered wasn't doing any good. The girl needed urgent and proper medical attention. Filled with fear and tears, Alina rushed Mariana to the hospital. Upon arrival, the infant was reported to be in a critical state, and she was admitted immediately. While the doctors did their best to save the girl, Alina felt like her world was coming to an end. How could she finally have everything she ever wanted, and now she was on the verge of losing it? What a cruel world, she thought. She had only spent 7 months with the girl, and the last thing she wanted was a bitter goodbye. Unfortunately, each time Alina went to see the doctor, they told her Mariana's condition was only getting worse, and it seemed like there was no hope for her. Some days later, the doctors called Alina into their office. When she entered, the moment she looked into the doctor's eyes, she knew little Mariana was gone. By the time the doctor said, "I'm sorry we couldn't save her," Alina didn't even hear him. She was already wailing. It was a painful sight to behold. Afterward, the doctor had issued a death certificate. The girl's fragile and tiny body was released to her mother, who took her home in her arms for a candlelight vigil. Some people say there's nothing as special as the unique and unbreakable relationship between a mother and her daughter. Sadly, no matter how beautiful the bond is, it comes to an end too. Just like this relationship that ended too early. When this happens, the only thing left to do is hold on to the memories of the past, and this was the only thing Alina had. During the candlelight vigil, she thought about all the beautiful moments she shared with her baby. After the vigil was over, Mariana was taken to a church in nearby Dos Caminos for a funeral. During the funeral service, the girl's body was placed on a chair since her mother couldn't afford a coffin. While the rites were on, Alina didn't take her eyes off her daughter for a moment. Then, a few minutes before the service ended, she realized something very frightening. Although Alina was deeply in tears, she noticed her daughter's chest was moving up and down as if she were breathing. Was this a mere hallucination? Alina thought. But the more she stared, the more she realized it was real. Her eyes weren't deceiving her. The next thing she muttered was, "She is still breathing. She is alive." Before rushing toward the girl, everyone in the church ran in her direction too, and they saw for themselves that she was breathing. Immediately, they rushed her to a local clinic, and the staff quickly stabilized her. Afterward, she was taken back to the same hospital that had previously declared her dead. There, the doctors provided treatment before transferring her to the intensive care unit. Later, she was reported to be in critical condition, but the medical team did everything they could to save her until she was finally able to go home again. This little girl's life could have been tragically cut short, if not for her mother's unwavering strength and love. It was this deep bond that allowed Ivis to recognize her daughter was still alive. Only a mother can achieve such a remarkable feat. A mother is the truest friend we have when we face trials, when adversity replaces prosperity, when friends abandon us, and when troubles surround us. Even then she clings to us, striving with her gentle guidance and wisdom to dispel the clouds of darkness and restore peace to our hearts. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.